Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Arpita. A very warm welcome to all of you. Today we are going to analyze the general paper of KSET examination, KSET 2023, which was conducted in January 2024. We are going to analyze the general paper in two parts. So let's get started. Coming to the first question. Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety is a part of which of the following protocols? Montreal Protocol, Paris Agreement, Kyoto Protocol, Convention on Biodiversity or Biological Diversity. Now see, for each of these things, I would like to suggest you should know at least some details about each of these terms. What is Montreal Protocol? The relevant dates, Paris Agreement, the related dates, Kyoto Protocol, and Convention on Biological Diversity. The answer to this question, the correct answer is D. Convention on Biological Diversity. So, Cartagena Protocol is a part of option D, Convention on Biological Diversity. Next, coming to this, here you will see two statements are given. One is labeled as assertion and the other labeled as reason. You'll have to choose the correct code for the answer. Assertion is what? Lakes are considered to be more susceptible to pollution than rivers. The reason for this is what? Water in lakes may take decades to be replaced. Now we'll have to carefully see the codes. Okay. Option A says both A and R, that is assertion and reason, are correct, and A is the correct explanation of R is the correct explanation of A. Option B says both A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Option C, A is correct, but R is incorrect. D, A is incorrect, but R is correct. Okay. Now, look into these two again and again. For these type of questions, I always say, read it multiple times so that the connection between the two lines is very much clear in your head. Okay. See here, both the statements are correct. Lakes are considered to be more susceptible to pollution than rivers. See, rivers are running water bodies, flowing water bodies, right? They are not standing waters, whereas lakes are. So if you pollute a lake, that pollution remains over there. It doesn't float away or it doesn't go away, run away. Fine. The reason given here is water in lakes may take decades to be replaced. As you know, river water is flowing away. In lake, it is in standing conditions. So it takes decades to be replaced. So here, this stands out to be the most suitable one. A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Here also it is telling that see, A and R both are correct, but R is not the correct explanation. This is not right. R is the correct explanation. Here it is said that A is correct. Of course, A is correct. R is incorrect. Why incorrect? R is also correct. And this is just the reverse. So these two are not, these three are not. A is the correct option. Coming to the next question. Methane is a greenhouse gas and is emitted from C. Landfills, construction debris, wetlands, e-waste. So you'll have to choose the correct answer from the options given below. Okay. Option A says 1, 2, and 4. That is landfill, construction debris, and e-waste. B says 1, 3, and 4. C says 1 and 3 only. D says 1 and 4 only. Okay. All right. Now see, you must know little about these. See, this is the place from where methane is emitted. Take a keen look into the picture. Okay. Now see, it is usually emitted from landfills and wetlands. So our correct answer is C. Next, coming question number 4. This question is based on soil taxonomy. Okay. Here, the terms are given: histosols, andisols, gellisols, and eridisols. You will have to match it with list 2. What is histosol, what is andisol, what is gellisol, and what is eridisols? Before you come to this question, look into this. This is the picture of soil taxonomy. Okay. Now see, here the correct option is A. Okay. That means what? What is histosols? Histosols are soil order consisting of soils with a thick upper layer of organic matter. Okay. So A, I'll just use another color. So A is matched with 4. B is matched with 1. Andisols. Andisols are soil order that includes soils formed on volcanic ash. Got it? Coming to C. Gellisols are what? Soil order of cold regions, including soils underlain by permafrost. This is gellisol. Last is eridisol. You know, one is only left. That is the third option. What is that? Soil order consisting of soils of dry climates. So our correct answer is option A. Now coming to the next question. Question number 5. You will have to, for these type of questions, you will have to know the names of the institutes and their location. And please read the question correctly. Which of the following is not correctly matched? Center for Ecological Sciences is located in Bengaluru, correct? Wildlife Institute of India is in Dehradun, that's also correct. Indian Institute of Forest Management is not in Kolkata. It is not in Kolkata. Instead, it is in Bhopal. Look here. Here, it is in Bhopal. And the last one, Govind Ballabh Pant Institute of Himalayan Environment is located in Almora. So our correct answer is option C. Take a look at this. Indian Institute of Forest Management, Bhopal. Okay. Coming to the next question. Which ancient center of learning is often considered the world's first university and was located in present-day Bihar? This is a very easy question. We have been studying this type of things right from junior classes when we were introduced to ancient education system, civilization, all those things. So we all know this. The correct answer is Nalanda University. Okay. Next question. Question number 7. What is the primary focus of Oriental learning programs in India? Please take a note of these terms. These are very, very important. Don't overlook them. Oriental learning programs in India. A. Emphasizing mainstream academic disciplines. B. Preserving traditional arts and culture. C. Promoting interdisciplinary studies. And D. Incorporating modern technological advancements. Our correct option here is B. Oriental learning programs in India focuses on preserving traditional arts and culture. Traditional art and culture is often seen to be, declining. So that has to be preserved. So Oriental learning programs involve in or indulge in preserving traditional arts and culture. Okay, coming to the next question. Which among the following cannot be standalone institutions of higher educations? Okay, this is also something very easy. If you minutely, carefully read these things, you'll understand. Affiliated colleges, business schools, nursing schools, and polytechnics. Affiliated colleges means what? It is dependent on someone. Other than this, business school, nursing school, polytechnics, they can all be standalone. But this one, option A, can never be standalone because it is affiliated to something. That means it is never a standalone institution of higher education. Next question. University that shares learning resources with different universities can be described as option A, affiliating university, option B, Alpha University, option C, Meta University, and option D, Unified University. Correct answer is Meta University. That type of university that doesn't have specific borders. It shares learning resources or specific borders or boundaries. Okay. It is not restricted with boundaries. It shares learning resources with different other universities. Okay. That's called a meta university. So meta university like DU, Delhi University. Okay. Next, coming to question number 10. NAAC or NAC is or is an. You'll have to choose the correct answer from these. A, recognizing body. B, accrediting body. C, affiliating body. D, auditing body. Okay. If you know the full form of NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, you will be able to answer this question very, very easily. So our correct answer is option B. Next question. Identify the combination of three main aspects of pupil learning which are important for effective teaching from the following and select the correct code. Okay. Pupil attending to the learning experiences, appropriate learning experiences, teacher controlling the pupil receptive to the learning experience. Again, if you read minutely, this has some relevance, this has some relevance, and this has some relevance. This has got no relevance whatsoever. What is this? Teacher controlling the pupil. A teacher is not controlling the pupil actually. Or, you know, it is not a part of like effective teaching. Bossifying, controlling is not a part. Okay. So our correct option is option B. 1, 2, and 4. Got it? 1, 2, and 4. Next question. Identify the institution which is directly responsible for the professional growth of teachers in India. You should know the full forms of these. The correct answer is TLC, Teaching Learning Center. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is not the characteristic of Swayamprabha? Okay. A, group of DTH channels. B, quality learning resources. Option C, 24/7 accessibility. Option D, not a platform for MOOC. Okay. The correct answer here is D. All three are characteristics, or rather very important features of Swayamprabha. If you look into this, see that Swayamprabha is a group of 32 DTH channels devoted to telecasting of high quality educational programs on 24/7 basis using GSAT 15 satellites. Okay. So from this first point only, we can see three options are matching here. Only one is not. See here. So our correct option is D. Coming to question number 14. Suppose a teacher performs a self-assessment in which he or she examines the pedagogy, articulates reason. He or she is examining the pedagogy, try to understand the question. Then articulating the reasons and strength for strategies used in the classroom. Okay. Now you'll have to identify the method referred here. Okay. So if these two things are done, that performing a self-assessment in which he or she is examining the pedagogy and then articulates reason and strength for strategies that are used in classroom, this type of performance, this type of actions are called reflective actions. So our correct answer is reflective teaching. This is not macro teaching. This is not internship in teaching. This is not micro teaching. Our correct answer is D, which is called reflective teaching. Next question. What is the major purpose of choice-based credit semester system in higher education? The CBC system in semester system, you have heard of this, I guess. So what is the major purpose of the CBC system? To reduce the number of courses offered in each program, to provide flexibility in course selection and credit accumulation, to standardize all courses across different universities, to eliminate examinations and assessments. The correct answer to this is to provide flexibility in course selection and credit accumulation. If you have experienced this CBC system, you will see there is an option which talks about, which gives us the idea of accumulation of credits. How much credit have you got at the end of your semester? So our option B is the correct answer. Next question, which of the following statements best describe the positivism approach? 16. Okay. Positivism emphasizes the importance of subjective experiences. Now you will have to pick the best statement, or the statement that describes positivism or the given term in the best possible manner. Okay. So option B, positivism advocates for teacher-centered approach. Not at all. Actually, positivism emphasizes the use of qualitative research methods, and positivism seeks to uncover universal laws and objective truths. Okay. Our correct answer to this is this one. It seeks to uncover universal laws and objective truths. Very, very important. Okay. Our next question. In a research study investigating the effects of a new drug on blood pressure, which of the following steps involves recruiting participants and collecting relevant information? Okay. So which part? These are all part of the experiment that is being done, part of the study, part of the investigation. First option is what? Data analysis. Second is hypothesis testing. Third is literature review. And fourth is data collection. Okay. Again, read the question. Investigating the effects of new drug on blood pressure. So you are investigating the effects of the new drug on blood pressure. Now, when you are giving a particular medicine to a patient, a new one, you will have to note down the effects. What is happening to that patient after consuming the drug? What is the effect? What are the side effects? Everything you'll have to note down, and that becomes your raw data. Okay. So our correct answer is data collection. Next question 18. Question number 18. Which section of a thesis is typically responsible for outlining the research objectives, methodology, and scope of the study? Okay. The introductory part of the thesis gives you the outline of research objectives, methodology, and scope of the study. If you go through the introduction, you will get a snapshot of what is there in the research, in the thesis. So our correct answer is option A, introduction. Next question, what is the main purpose of including references and citations in a research paper? To make the paper more visually appealing? Of course not. The references and everything comes at the list of reference comes at the end, and in the paper itself, it will come in the bracket or in the subscript or in the superscript and all those things. So it doesn't make the paper look beautiful in any way. Next option is to give credit to the work and ideas of other researchers. Yes, this is the main purpose. You're giving credit to the work and ideas of other researchers whose help or whose ideas have helped you to do your work. So B becomes our correct option. Other two also doesn't match here. To increase the word count of the paper. This is so funny. How can you write references just to increase the word count? And last is to show the number of references used by the author. So best suited answer is option B. Next question, how does ICT enhance data analysis in research? By discouraging the use of visualization tools for data interpretation. Option B, by providing access to advanced statistical software for automated analysis. By requiring researchers to perform calculations manually. And last option, by promoting the use of traditional libraries for information retrieval. Okay, now see, here be very specific. They are asking you, how is ICT enhancing data analysis in research? The best suited answer here is option B. It provides access to advanced statistical software for automated analysis. This is very important. Automated analysis is very, very important. It saves time, it gives accuracy. So, option B is the correct answer. Next, we have the comprehension. If you read through the comprehension nicely, if you read in between the lines, if you analyze each word, you will understand the question very easily, and this will help you to come to the correct answer. Okay, so let's solve this comprehension based questions. See, question number 21 to 25 is based on this paragraph which is given here. That means comprehension based questions. Okay, so let's go through it once. See, what does it say? Today, I, Rabindranath Tagore, complete 80 years of my life. As I took back on the vast stretch of years that lie behind me and see in clear perspective the history of my early development, I am struck by the change that has taken place both in my attitude and in the psychology of my countrymen, a change that carries within it a cause of profound tragedy. Our direct contact with the larger world of men was linked up with the contemporary history of the English people whom we came to know in those earlier days. It was mainly through their mighty literature that we formed our ideas with regard to these newcomers to our Indian shores. In those days, the type of learning that was served out to us was neither plentiful nor diverse, nor was the spirit of scientific inquiry very much in evidence. Thus, their scope being strictly limited, the educated of those days had recourse to English language and literature. Their days and nights were eloquent with the stately declamations of Brooke, with Macaulay's long rolling sentences, discussions centered upon Shakespeare's drama and Byron's poetry, and above all, upon the large hearted liberalism of the 19th century English politics. At the time, though, tentative attempts were being made to gain our national independence, at heart we had not lost faith in the generosity of the English race. This belief was so firmly rooted in the sentiments of our leaders as to lead them to hope that the victor would, of his own grace, pave the way of freedom for the vanquished. This belief was based upon the fact that England at the time provided a shelter to all those who had to flee from persecution in their own country, political martyrs who had suffered for the honor of their people were accorded unreserved welcome at the hands of the English. I was impressed by this evidence of liberal humanity in the character of the English, and thus I was led to set them on the pedestal of my highest respect. This generosity in their national character had not yet been vitiated by imperialist pride. About this time, as a boy in England, I had the opportunity of listening to the speeches of John Bright, both in and outside Parliament. The large hearted radical liberalism of those speeches, overflowing all narrow national bounds, had made so deep an impression on my mind that something of it lingers even today, even in these days of graceless disillusionment. Now, take a look at the questions. 5 questions are based on this passage, what I've just read. First question is what? What, according to the author, contributed to Indians forming ideas about the foreigners? See, Once you read the question, come back to the passage and keep on underlining the related lines. Then you will be able to get the correct answer. The best suited answer here or the correct answer here is option B, English literature. English literature contributed to Indians forming ideas about the foreigners. Next question. What was lacking in the educational system of that time according to the author? What was not there was diversity. So C is the correct answer. Question number 23. Why did Indian leaders believe that the English will give freedom to our country? Why did they believe this? For each question, I would suggest you rather go back to the passage and read them nicely. Okay. The options here are: they ruled us for a long time. They provided shelter to many political leaders from around the world. They wanted to go back. They ruled many parts of the world. The correct answer here is option B. Okay. Next question. Which quality of English impressed the author? None other than liberal humanism. The author was attracted by this. He was impressed by this. So the other three options doesn't work here. A, B, and C doesn't. They do not fit here. The last option is the correct answer. Now question 25. Why was the author influenced by the speeches of John Bright? Because his speeches were relevant beyond national boundaries, because his speeches were in fluent English, because he spoke about the welfare of English people, because he always supported the freedom of other countries. Option B, C, and D do not match with the content of the comprehension paragraph. Only option A is relevant. So option A is the correct answer. Now coming to question number 6. You will have to match the column and match the two lists and come to the correct answer. List A has 4 names: Dewey, Aristotle, J. Krishnamurti, and Plato. List 2 has again 4 4 statements here. Communication is for learning from each other. Oral communication is superior to written text. Shared experience is the greatest of human goods. Ethos, pathos, and logos. You'll have to associate the names of these people with what they believed in or what they have said or what they have proposed. Okay. Here you see our correct answer is option C. Dewey is matched with 3rd. Aristotle we all know, we all associate ethos, pathos, and logos with Aristotle. C. J. Krishnamurti. J. Krishnamurti is matched with 1. Communication is for learning from each other. And last one is only left, Plato, matched with option 2. Oral communication is superior to written text. Okay. In this lecture, I have only covered the first 30 questions. In our following lecture, we'll discuss the next 20 questions. Total 50 questions were there in general paper. In the first part of the lecture, I have talked about 30 questions and I've solved 30 questions, and in the next one, we'll talk about the rest 20. Okay, coming to question number 27. Which of the following statements on effective communication is correct? So you'll have to know what is effective communication, then only you will be able to answer this question. Okay. Communication is exchanging information. Of course, we communicate to exchange ideas and information. Okay. Next, communication is understanding the emotion and intention behind the information. Of course, through communication only we get to know the emotion and intention behind the information that is being conveyed. So, our correct answer is both 1 and 2 are correct. A, B, and C do not fit. Coming to question number 28. Which type of communication promotes collaborative learning in a class? Collaborative learning means it is not dealing with something personal, okay, something related to group. So option A, intrapersonal communication, B, interpersonal communication, C, group communication, and D, mass communication. So our correct answer is group communication. Question 29, question number 29, which of the following is a reading technique? Which of the following is a reading? Please take a note. Reading technique. Skimming, expository, persuasive, and therapeutic. Our correct answer is skimming. Okay, coming to the last question of today's class. Two statements are given below. One is labeled as assertion and the other labeled as reason. Choose the correct code for your answer. Assertion says barriers of communication are the hurdles that affect the message quality reaching the receiver. The reason, the probable reason for this is given as it may reduce the emotional distance between during communication. Okay. Now let's go through the codes. Both A and R are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. Not really. Both A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Question option C, A is correct. See, this is correct. It is understood. A is correct, but R is incorrect. R is not here, at least. R cannot be the reason of this assertion. So our correct option is C. A is correct, but R is incorrect. Here you see A is incorrect, R is correct. Of course not. R is never correct. Instead, A is correct. So our correct option is option C. All right. So here we are ending our class. Thank you so much for your attention. Stay tuned for our next class in which we will finish analyzing paper 1 and then we will go to specialization papers. Okay. Till then, thank you and happy learning.